You're listening to the #1 real estate podcast in the world, where we talk with real estate professionals all across North America about their wins, their losses, their lessons, and stories. Help you win in your local market today. My name's Cody from Sheridan Street. This is a single episode today. I want to chat about a client win recently and something that we went through that really helped him transition what he was doing around online lead generation. I hope you get a ton of value today, because there are a few core principles towards making online lead generation really, really work well. And when we make these tweaks, we make these switches, it can make all the difference. So having a conversation with one of our clients, Mo, the other day, probably about 2-3 weeks back now. And we were going through some of his live transfer calls. We were reviewing the calls that he was taking. And over the last couple of years, I've been really focused on our inside sales agents, what they say, how they overcome objections, how they get essentially the lead to the how they get the prospect or the lead to the real estate agent. That has been really my big focus. And I've been neglecting over the last couple of years what real estate agents need to say in order to get an in-person meeting. There's so much to sales, and there's so much to human behavior and human psychology. And right now in the marketplace that we're in, a vast majority of people are on the sidelines. The reason that they're on the sidelines is because of bad information. Would you agree? Would you agree that the vast majority of people have bad information right now? Uncle Fred, Uncle Tom, mom and dad saying that, now's not the time to buy based on interest rates. Even though I was having a conversation with one of my my friends the other day who bought a home for $80,000 under asking because the realtor priced the property poorly with the seller, and therefore they ended up getting a deal, $80,000 under asking, which the actual house sold. There was already a price reduction for $50,000. They got $80,000 under the price reduction because there was no offers on the home. So there are deals in the marketplace, and that. You're listening to this podcast, you understand the market. I was chatting with Mo about this live transfer call and about what he was saying and what he was missing. So we were listening to a live transfer call, and this person needed to downsize, and there was clearly, you could hear in the person's voice that it was important. Like there was a reason why they needed to downsize. And rather than asking the client or asking the prospect, if you don't mind me asking, why do you need to downsize? We glanced over the main pain, the main reason why the person needs to move. Generally, when somebody is searching for something, there's generally a hidden pain of why they want to change their circumstance. Your job as a sales professional, your job as a sales representative is to figure out the reason why they're deciding to make the move, because oftentimes people will give you canned responses based on your surface level questions. So the first principle towards really good sales or really good communication with an online lead or even with client sphere referrals is intent listening. Listening not for the purpose of speaking, listening to uncover what it is they are saying and what it is they are not saying. And the only way you do that, which is principle number 2, is through asking good questions. One of my favorite people, one of my favorite sales trainers, his name is Jeremy Miner. If you're looking for sales training, highly recommend his sales course on NEPQ. He studied human behavior and human psychology, and he put it into a system. We've done his system. We've trained on his system before. I've trained on a bunch of sales. And NEPQ is really just asking the right questions at the right time in the right order, and really eliciting the response that we're looking for, because not everyone is going to tell you right out of the gate what they're looking for. It's your job as a sales professional to dig deep, to understand on a deep level through asking good questions. Because if you ask good questions, people start to persuade themselves. And that's really what good persuasion comes down to, is like when your questions that you ask begin to persuade the client or persuade the prospect into making a decision on whether they should or shouldn't buy. And usually it's information that does that. And if you get the right information in front of people, they can often make a buying or selling decision. But the only way you do that is through conversation. And the only way you get into conversation is through asking questions. Because if you're not asking good questions, what we call sorting questions, if you're not asking good questions, you're not going to get good answers. If you're not digging deeper and figuring out the root cause of the pain that they're experiencing or why they want to move, You're never going to all of your conversations and all of your clients are going to be surface level because you'll never really understand them. So that's why asking good questions and digging deeper will help you better understand the person on a deep level. Think of it like a date. You go on a date, like, do you talk about yourself for 20 minutes or do you ask them about themselves? I guarantee you, if you ask them about themselves and things that they're passionate about, the date is going to go better than you talking about how good you are or your accolades. Think about even that time where you first got into your first relationship or a really great relationship. I almost guarantee you that the relationship lasted or the relationship was flourished based on the questions you asked and based on the interest and the curiosity you took in the partner. That same level of curiosity, I would encourage you to apply to the conversations you have with the prospects you speak with. And the third principle is really, really simple. You just got to ask for the meeting. You got to ask for the meeting. One of the mistakes that I see so many real estate agents make is they speak to prospects and they don't ask to sit down to educate them on the market. If you just did that and you showed up with value, you showed up with a unique selling proposition, you showed up with education, and you met with people belly to belly, I guarantee you your income at the end of the year will be more, because after all the conversations that we've had on the Our Agent podcast with some of the top producers in the nation, they hold the same belief. All conversion happens in conversation. So if you're struggling right now in your real estate business, I would implore you to have more conversations. And how you get into these conversations is through intent listening, asking the right questions at the right times, showing curiosity, and just asking for an in-person meeting so that you can sit down and you can build relationships, because relationships are currency in any market. So hope you got a ton of value today. I hope you take this. I hope that you run with it. And I thank you for tuning in to another episode of the RE Agent Podcast. We will see you soon.